Welcome to Playfully Orange, our conversations on Thursday afternoons with someone about arts and culture here in Central Florida. And my guest today is Ena Heller. Welcome, Ena.
Thank you so much for having me, Terry.
And Ena, you are the director, is that the right title, of the now Rollins Fine Art Museum?
Rollins Museum of Art.
Rollins Museum of Art, formerly the Cornell Fine Arts
Yes.
Museum. But you have been here now 10 years, almost.
Just about.
And you came from New York, where you'd been involved with a number of museums. Like, list the museums that you had worked with there.
Sure. So I started my museum career in New York at the Museum of Modern Art and the Metropolitan Museum in both curatorial and education departments. And that was while I was also doing my graduate studies. And then after I finished my PhD, I founded the Museum of Biblical Art, or MOBIA, and I was there for almost 8 years until I came here to Rollins.
I didn't realize that you were the founder of that museum.
Yes.
Has it survived your leaving?
Unfortunately not. They closed in 2015, and although I joke about it, I don't think it had anything to do with my leaving, but it had everything to do with losing the lease on the building and New York real estate. But yeah, I was very sad to see it closed. It lasted 10 years.
Well, what did you know about at the time the Cornell and about the art scene in Orlando when you came here?
So I knew very little about the art scene in Orlando. We moved here for this job because the both the Cornell Fine Arts Museum, its collection and its location, or it's being part of Rollins College, was really what attracted me here. I was looking for a job that would bring together my teaching experience and my museum experience. I really wanted to be back on a campus, and so we came here, knew very little about the community at large, but it's just been an incredibly good home for us for the last 10 years. And what I have discovered is that Orlando and the greater Orlando area has a lot more to offer than I thought, initially when we moved here.
Tell me what that relationship is being on a college and a museum. I know you've worked at colleges, you've worked at museums,
Yeah.
now you're at a college and museum. So what does that look like?
So, there's a very interesting difference between a teaching museum or college university art museum and a public art museum. And I don't think everybody realizes that. But what's distinct about us, and that's why I think the Rollins Museum is so special, not that I'm biased or anything, in our community, because it's the only teaching museum. And so what we do is everything that we do, we put education very squarely at the center of our mission. And we look at art as a connector. We look at art as an entry point to thinking creatively, to thinking interdisciplinarily, to connecting different disciplines. And so that's what I really appreciate about this museum and being on a campus. The other thing is that although we are a campus museum, we are also a community museum. And so we serve the entire, not just Winter Park, but greater Orlando community. And we have certain things that are unique to us other than the teaching aspect. Our collection is the most diverse in the area. We're the only museum to collect and display European art, including old masters, as well as we have a very significant collection of American art and the contemporary art collection, which I arguably is one of the best collections of contemporary art in Florida, north of Miami, now with the development of the Alphond collection.
Nice. Can you give us an example of an educational moment connected to an exhibition at your museum? Like what's an amazing educational opportunity that came up?
Well, so I'll give you an example that's directly connected to the curriculum at Rollins, yet it touches the entire community. At Rollins, we have a common read, which is something that all our freshmen have to read in their first semester here. And it's usually a theme of a number of readings around a central theme. And this year, the theme was allyship, and activism. So we created an entire exhibition around it, which is in our front gallery for the entire duration of the academic year. And what it shows is a number of works from the permanent collection by artists who have experienced at some time in their life a sort of discrimination or marginalization, whether it was because of gender or sexuality or race or immigration status, all these different things that we're all kind of struggling with. And the works are shown with statements from the artist that relate to that particular experience. And in the exhibition, we've also put a recording booth or listening booth. So if you, the visitor, are comfortable, you can go into the booth and record your own experience, that relates to one of those. If you're not comfortable sharing, and it's completely anonymous and private, but if you're not comfortable sharing, you can listen to others. And we have had an incredible community response. People seeing their experiences reflected there, wanting to talk about them or just wanting to learn more about others. And so that's an example that, initially served our students for that particular assignment, but has been a wonderful teaching and learning experience, both for our public and for us, because we are learning from the public the kind of things that they want to see in the museum.
Well, and you would have some personal experience with that, being an immigrant family fleeing persecution.
Yeah.
And you came from Romania, correct?
Yes. Yes. I grew up in Bucharest, which is the capital of Romania, and my family and I came to the United States, to New York in 1988.
Well, having come from New York, where there's a plethora of galleries and museums and all, what are we missing here in Central Florida?
Um, Proximity to New York would be my basic complaint about Orlando. Listen, I think so. Having been here 10 years, I think that a lot has happened. A lot of really good things have happened in terms of bolstering the arts here. Um, what I would like to see more would be art galleries. I don't think we have a gallery scene, so to speak. I think we have a lot of talented artists living here that could use local galleries to represent them and have, instead of going elsewhere. And I think that's kind of the major thing from my point. I can't say we need more museums because those are not quite as easy to set up and create. And I think we have a nice and very diverse museums in our community. But I would say the galleries are really what's lacking.
Do we have the art buying clientele to have a larger gallery scene?
I mean, I'm not sure. I know that we have many people, especially in, well, and then the whole area. I don't want to say especially in Winter Park. Those are the ones that I know best because they're closest to us. But I think we do have people who are interested in art and in contemporary art. I don't know. I would not know how this compares to other comparable size cities.
Yeah. And it's always hard to compare Orlando to someplace else because we got so many uniquenesses or differences.
But I think the appetite for art is definitely here. And the appetite for contemporary art. And I can say that having had the experience of showing so much of our collection at the Alfond Inn for the last 8 years, which is a very public space, and the type of feedback that we've had, I think people really enjoy getting engaged with contemporary art. So we can do more in that area.
Is there something you're really looking forward to at the Rollins Museum, or a highlight from your 10 years?
Well, so looking forward to what I'm really looking forward to, and it's something that I've been building towards the entire time I've been here, is building that new museum in the community and having a bigger platform to show our incredible collection and to expand our programming. As far as a highlight, I would say that the building of the Alphon collection has been a defining aspect of my tenure here, and also it's what has propelled us towards being able to have this capital campaign and look forward to building a new museum. It's really put us in the public eye in a different way, and it's made us understand the appetite for art in our community and what it would mean to move the museum in a much more accessible place.
And we should make sure people know that the Alphon collection, you don't have to be a guest at the hotel to see it. You can go there anytime and view, but there's also curated tours, correct?
Yes, and we have been doing those virtually, but now we are going back this summer. We are going back to in-person happy hour tours first Wednesday of every month. And then in the fall, we'll go back to weekend tours as well. So yes, please come and join us. It's an incredible opportunity to just walk with one of us through the hotel and look at some really, really cool art.
Super. Well, thank you, Ena. Thank you for what you bring to our community, for your work with the Rollins Museum, and thanks for this conversation.
Thank you so much, Terry. It's been a pleasure.
And thank you all for watching. Every Thursday we go live. It's also recorded on our Facebook page and YouTube. And also on Tuesdays, I do Diverse Orange, another conversation about diversity in Central Florida. Thanks.